Hello, I'm Leslie Zaroya, Coordinator of Reading Language Arts at Los Angeles County Office of Education. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this module. The social emotional well-being of our students is so important to address, especially in times of high stress, such as our current COVID-19 pandemic. Let's take a look at 9 practical strategies teachers can use to help students cope in distance learning. Attending to the social emotional well-being of our students is crucial right now. It's a very stressful time and is compounded by the many unusual situations and experiences students are facing. Some students have family members who are sick or are dealing with multiple family issues such as financial instability, food insecurity, and domestic abuse. Our students are likely to feeling anxious and alone. Quarantine has stripped them of their social supports. Some students may have no one to talk to. This can lead to depression and make anxiety worse as well. Add to that the pressures of figuring out online school, and it is a lot to handle. We really must address the social emotional issues first before any learning can happen. They need to feel safe, relaxed, heard, and seen to even begin to tackle distance learning. We'll take a look at these 9 strategies. They may seem a little bit like a no-brainer, but are we really doing these things consistently? Let's take a closer look at each one. The first strategy is about having a consistent daily check-in. It's about making sure you see every student. This check-in is really just an opportunity to see how kids are doing and talk about what's going on. It's a chance to build community. Play games, solve a puzzle, do something fun that keeps them coming back. You can also vary the mode of the check-in. Sometimes meet with the entire class, sometimes meet with small groups, and once in a while, meet one-on-one, especially with kids who you are concerned about. Leave no one behind, that's the motto of distance learning. I'd probably pair kids up too, let them have a peer who they can rely on to work on assignments or troubleshoot issues. The key is just to make sure you've had some sort of conversation with every kid each week. It tells them, I care and I won't let you slip away. Next is the idea of teaching emotion language. When you say to a student, or anyone else for that matter, how are you doing? The usual response is fine or okay. Students need the language of emotion to express how they are feeling. If kids can name emotions and understand what they are feeling, they can begin to cope with their feelings. The mood meter is one way to get at teaching emotion words and is a good way to start a class. Where are you on the mood meter today? There's also a list of emotion words attached to this module that can help articulate more precise ways of expressing feelings. If kids are willing to share how they feel, you can know who to take a little more time and attention with. Having a parent connection is next. I know this is tough. Some parents are not easy to find or get in touch with. But when and where you can, try to set up a parent listserv where you can email directions and information about the week's assignments. Or use texting to get the word out. Parents of older students need the support too, so I would definitely try to reach high school parents as well. Setting up some office hours for small group Zoom meetings would be really helpful for parents. Just giving them an opportunity to check in, see how their child is doing, or ask questions about the work, or how to use apps and other technologies is simple and useful. Another fun way to communicate is to do a simple newsletter with updates on projects or assignments, deadlines for work, and maybe to brag about kids who are overcoming obstacles or rising to the challenge. Finally, any kids who have not been showing up require some detective work. Here's where a counselor may be able to help and track down the parent or guardian. This is the most crucial work, not letting kids slip away from school. Keeping the parents in the loop is pivotal to avoid losing them. Let's look at the idea of routines. I know it can seem boring to have routines, but in the beginning of the year especially, it's such a great way to get kids acclimated to how to do distance learning. So for a few weeks, do the same kinds of tasks daily. It's easy for you and them. You can always vary things later, but it's just so great for lessening anxiety and getting them to come back to the table. Kids are usually compliant if they feel they can do what you are asking them to do. Structures and routines help them know what to do and make it a little more likely that they will do what you ask of them. Now let's think about journaling. Of course, everyone knows about this activity, but it really can be an excellent tool for social emotional work. Journals allow kids to get it all out. I'd advise using Google Docs so you can easily go in and comment and give encouragement. For older kids, middle and high school, you can vary who turns them in on what days so you can have time to take a look at each one. The point is just that it is a way for kids to connect with you and to have an outlet, which may be the only time they get this. So important. Next, let's think about making connections to the world. Every content area can do this in one way or another, especially now with not only the pandemic, but also major social and civic issues afoot. School is a great place to address what's happening in the world. We know that kids are anxious. We are anxious. So of course they are too. Providing space for some conversations to make sense of things is such a gift we give our students. Who knows what kinds of information they are getting, if any. So this opens an opportunity for solid facts and information to be transmitted. Doing this also lessens anxiety. When we can make sense of the world, we can function better in it. Practicing self-management tools is a great way to teach kids how to regulate their emotions and behaviors. Sharing our own tools for stress management shows kids that it's okay to take care of our own needs. Teachers can help students find their best tools to manage stress. Practicing mindful breathing or guided meditation is a super effective tool for calming down and releasing stress and anxiety. Many kindergarten and first grade teachers are using it to great effect with their students, and kids love it. Taking care of ourselves needs to be part of a daily routine, and having students respond to the question, "What have you done to manage stress and feel calm today?" is one way to start teaching them to act on it. Practicing time management skills may not seem like a social-emotional practice, but it impacts how easily students handle the workload of school and home life. Explicitly modeling how to manage assignments and tasks is a valuable practice. Have students plan out how and when they will complete different parts of assignments. Some students really have no idea how to keep a calendar or organize their life, so teaching these skills can be the gift that keeps on giving. And we all know that getting things done in a timely way and feeling on track makes for less anxiety and a sense of accomplishment. The last thing I'd like to add is to have students engage in service projects. Research shows that doing for others has great benefit in self-esteem, social responsibility, and civic engagement. In other words, helping others helps us. It often makes us see our own circumstances in a different light. Here's a couple of things that might be fun to do. HelpingNinjas.com is an amazing site to launch service. They have several initiatives you can just join. One's a letter writing campaign for senior citizens who are lonely. They have another for firefighters. Go to their site and look at the many programs you can just jump right into. Another thing I would definitely do is to buddy up with another teacher to do the Young Reader program. Older students are assigned a younger student to read with, play games, and check up on, all through Zoom. Wouldn't that be great for both the teen and the elementary student? Finally, there are a myriad of community-based projects kids can get involved in. Older students can help at food banks and food delivery, and little kids could do awareness campaigns. Really, the sky is the limit. The important thing is to provide an opportunity to serve in some way. It's so good for mental health. Thanks so much for listening and for all you do for students in Los Angeles. You have the most difficult job in the world, but also the most rewarding. I hope this was helpful. Be in touch if I can support you in any way.